pretty babies. Yeah, they're my pretty babies. They're my pretty babies. Yeah, they're my sweet babies right there. They're my sweet baby. My sweet baby. Yeah, they're getting big. Yeah, them babies are getting big, big, big. Yeah, they're my pretty babies. Oh, you're so pretty.
My fine brothers and sisters, I do come before thee today bearing rather bad news. You do see that we did lose Brother Forrest last night. Brother Forrest just joined this earth just a mere short 2.5 days ago on the 16th of June 2020. Brother Forrest had a few difficulties upon his birth, such as curved feet. I did my best to make Brother Forrest some, well, maybe you might want to say some apparatuses, artificial feet, so to speak, to help straighten his curved feet. Brother Forrest did drink quite handedly, I may say, and I thought he was going to survive. However, Brother Forrest never did partake of the food. He never did partake of the bread. He never did partake of the offerings, and many offerings were offered to Brother Forrest, and he had no desire to partake. And that I could not change, that I could not help, that I could not erase. And therefore I do believe is the reason why Brother Forrest was forced to leave us last night at around the 1 a.m. hour, June 20th, 2020. So Brother Forrest did get to enjoy his time here, his 3 days here. And on a brighter note, trying to move a little bit off of the sadness felt from Brother Forrest's passing, I will bring thee now forth not good, not fine, but great news. Bear with me. You see in this fine incubator here, well, you will have to excuse me. You see, that is a rather hard incubator to open up with just one hand. Now, back to the matter. In this fine incubator you see here, I have hatched, let's see, around 8 eggs. And now these 4 you see in the back. Sadly, this great news is going to turn once again into some rather sad news. Every year, these fields outside, the grass grows tall. And a fine lady, she drives by on her tractors and her equipment, and they bale the hay for the animals. Well, I did have not 1, not 2, but 3 mallard ducks that I purchased from Brother Wayne last year down in Polk County. And that was 1 male mallard and 2 female mallards. Those 2 female mallards have been what brought me that entire incubator full of eggs. And that entire incubator there behind me full of eggs. Those 2 females were actually nesting in the fields, and I did not know the whereabouts of the nest. I fear that when the time came for the woman to come get the hay out of the fields, that there was a particular chance, a quite highly chance, I may add to that, the female ducks could be nesting in those fields and not be in the waters of the pond. And at that due time, Oh, I do hear some chirping. That is a pleasant sound. That is a very pleasant sound. But I feared that at the time when the bush hogging was taking place, that if they were not on the waters and they happened to be nesting in an unknown area of the fields, they were at great risk of getting... It happened. Yes, it did. This past Thursday, I've been sworn to secrecy, but if you are friends with me on the Facebook land, you may have noticed some very exciting news coming in the near future. I can't say just yet, but upon returning home that fine Thursday evening, I did not see the female mallards anywheres. Zilch. Friday morning, I woke up, first thing first, looking for the mallards. Same story, no mallards to be found, friends. I decided to walk out barefooted, walk out amongst the dew laid upon the grass, got my feet wet and covered in freshly cut strands of hay, straws of hay, whatever you might want to call it. And there before me, I did see a bundle of feathers. And maybe a mere 25 to 30 feet past that bundle of feathers, I did see another bundle. And yes, my fear had came true. But 4 of those eggs in that first incubator I opened there for you were found beneath the carcass of one of those said female mallards. The other mallard did have eggs as well, but the entire nest was destroyed along with the female mallard and the eggs. But let me shift gears once again. Let me press the clutch in and let me drop it back down to maybe not third, but maybe even second gear. Get these RPMs back on up and change the feeling of this video. Sit tight. Because before thee now, I bring to thee some of the healthiest baby mallard ducks my mallard duck seeing eyes have ever seen, along with baby number 7, who was just hatched out a mere minutes ago. Babies, what's my babies doing? What you babies doing? Sweet little babies. Anyways, these baby mallards are on the starter chicken feed and are doing just fine and dandy. We have been taking them outside regularly to let them graze upon fresh greens and whatever bugs may decide to pass in front of their very curious little eyes. And might I add, they are some curious little eyes at that. Yes, they sure and certainly are. Excuse me there. And while this video may have started out with just a bit of sadness, and yes, we all are going to miss Little Forrest, I know I certainly will. And I know I am going to continue missing my 2 adult female mallards that brought me so much joy in the incubators of life being filled to the brim. And I know I will miss what I have failed to mention was that whenever you seen in just a couple of videos ago, whenever the nice gentleman that I met out in front of Betty's food store offered me the not 1, not 2, but 3 Chinese geese or goslings, however you choose to word that terminology. One the other morning was completely disappear. And, it would just vanish. There was not a sign, not a feather, not a speck of blood, not a paw print whatsoever. I do believe it may have been a predator from the air and not so much a predator from the ground. Had it been a coyote, I do think that there would have been a more violent scene that would have bared more clues as to what may have happened. But it was almost as is the gosling, just like I said, hocus pocus, disappeared out of thin air. And I do have the remaining 2 goslings, as you've seen in the beginning of this video, and they are doing quite well. They are my little babies, and I am growing more and more fonder of those 2 fine babies every single day. Just like I'm growing fonder and fonder of each and every single one of you. And I want to thank you all once again. And hold up. I do have one more thing up my sleeve. I don't want to be keeping too many secrets from you. No, I don't. Here, hang on one second, will you? We have also rescued these 2 beautiful baby turtles from the wrath of the satanic kittens outside that do monitor this farm for rodents. And I did not want these beautiful little specimens becoming victims themselves. I do declare, I have taken enough of your time today. I want to thank all of you for joining me this morning. I hope I have brought a few smiles to your faces, as I know each of you have surely brought one to mine. Thank you so much once again, and I cannot wait to talk to every single one of you inside that next video.